This video is going to help explain standard deviation. Here is a collection of bones, and they all are slightly different sizes. So here they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the numbering will make sense later. Measured bone 1, measured bone 2, and this is all in millimeters. Measured bone 3, measured bone 4, millimeters, measured bone 5. Okay, put that in your Google spreadsheet. Here's the bone numbers and the size, and now we're going to make Google Sheets do the work. I'm just going to pretty it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we want average and standard deviation. Average is simply the sum of the values divided by the values. Let's make Google Sheets do it. So find the formula average, and this formula will do the math for you. It will add the sizes. You just have to say what you want added together, and then it will divide by that number to get an average. Standard deviation, go to the formulas, scroll on down to statistical, find standard deviation. I'm not going to explain the math, simply say do it. I do want you to understand what standard deviation means. So let's just clean this up. That's a big old decimal. Let's make it something manageable. So 137, we'll round up. Okay, what do I do with average and standard deviation for this set of bones? We can use this to figure out what the normal range of sizes should be. So we're going to use average and standard deviation to figure out a max value accepted. So take average plus standard deviation. And then we have to figure out the min value of the range. So take average minus standard deviation. Do it on your calculator. If you're really good, make Sheets do it. So the average plus standard deviation is 449. The average minus standard deviation in this case is 175. That's our normal range. So which bone is outside the normal range? Well, bone number 4 is less than 175. We don't have any that are more, but bone number 4 turns out not to be the same category of bone. It's a deviant. Let's see how the average and standard deviation change if I eliminate or take out bone number 4, the deviant. So I'm going to delete that row, and now I'm left with just the 4 bones, and I have a new average. Standard deviation needs to be changed. That didn't change automatically. So let's go to the formula, statistical, up to standard deviation, and just highlight the 4 bones remaining in my data set. Okay, so this is going to affect the normal range. So now I'm going to add the average plus standard deviation for my max value in the normal range. And I'm going to take the average minus the standard deviation to get the min value, just like before. So my normal range now goes from 280 to 448. So which bone is the deviant now? Let's look at the data. See what we can see. It looks like bone number 2 does not fall within the normal range. It's outside. The size of the bone is outside the normal range. Okay, turns out our deviants, number 4 is a jawbone, number 2 is an arm bone, but 1, 3, and 5 are all leg bones.